sure why it's not. Okay, we're live. Phew! That was a close one. I don't know why it wouldn't allow us to go live. Hello, everyone. So I am, instead of on Periscope today, I am on my YouTube channel. As you're watching this, probably either later on tonight, later on today, tomorrow, maybe 10 years from now you're watching this. But we are on YouTube, and today I'm going to be making a Missing You box, kind of like a Happy Meal. Hello. I guess it's like it's our Happy Meal or our kids meal box die. So that's what we're going to use today for the actual box. Hello, Lainey. Oh, I'm glad that all of the usual Periscopers are here. I thought you guys would be upset that I'm on here instead of Periscope. So what I'm going to use is our lunchbox die. So this is back in the store. If you guys have seen this die before, it is a really, really, really cool die, and I'll show you exactly how it works. But first, I need to go ahead and grab some of our corn flour cardstock, because that's what I'm going to use for the base. It is 80-pound cardstock, so it works beautifully for this box because it holds up really well. I'm good, Jennifer. How are you today? So I'm going to just cut this down to 6x6. Hello in Chicago. I'm going to cut this down to 6x6 because it is 8.5 by 11 by default. And then I'm going to, the beautiful thing about our lunchbox die is it, or our kids meal die, excuse me, I keep calling it a lunchbox. Is it called kids meal? Yeah, kids meal die. Is that this die fits perfectly on a 6x6 piece of paper. And what's great about that is you do not have to grab or cut down any crazy different paper or anything like that. If you have a 6x6 pad, it will work beautifully. So now I'm going to grab my Cuttlebug, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works. And actually, let me move my grid mat because it's not going to suction to the table with my grid mat there. So I'm going to grab my A-plate, and if you guys are not familiar with the setup of the Cuttlebug, go to my YouTube. You're here already, but just go down. I have an awesome Cuttlebug video that shows you how to do it. Let me turn this around so you can see that that's the A-plate if you're watching back. So that's the A-plate, and then we have the C-plate. C is for cutting. You always need the C-plate for cutting, and then B is always there. So let me grab my pieces here, and we're going to insert this into the Cuttlebug. Then I'm going to take this piece right here, place that on. Then I'm going to grab, again, my B-plate, place that on top as well. And then we're just going to run this through the machine, okay? So you're going to run it through the machine. You should only need to run this through the machine once, but we are going to do it twice because we do need two pieces. So now you'll see with my kids meal die how beautifully it cuts out. So we'll just pop this off of this piece here, and look, we're all done with half of our kids meal, okay? So let me do our second one now. Just going to try to get all my scraps out of the way. And again, I'm going to grab the A plate and the C plate. It's very simple. We are based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, if you're asking me that question. I don't know if you're asking me or you're asking someone else, but we are based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You can use a Vagabond 2 for this. You can use any cutting machine that you have with my dies. Any cutting machine that will accept a wafer-thin die. So now I'm going to pop this through, and again, we just need to do two of them because two of them make up the box. And what we're doing is we're just making the box now. We don't have to worry about, I'm not going to put my Cuttlebug far because I will need my Cuttlebug again for our globe. So now you can see how easily, so this is basically a deconstructed kids meal box. So I deconstructed a kids meal box and made it so that it would fit onto, hello Emily, I'm so glad that you are catching us live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and the beautiful thing about my die as well is it does have, can you see there, the score lines are already there for you, so you really can't mess up. So you're just going to fold right on that score line, and again with our new cardstock, it's 80 pound, so it is a pretty heavy duty paper, but you'll see you're just going to fold it on all of these little areas. And the score lines, I could not have made this easier for you. So all the score lines are on there. So I'm going to score this score line as well, score this score line, and then all I do generally are the four most important score lines. So you'll want to watch this back. Hello, Beth. Trying to pay attention to you guys as well as this. And then I'm just going to fold this down just a little bit. I actually usually fold it backwards. So let's fold that backwards. We'll fold this one backwards. and then I'm going to show you how quickly the magic happens on this box. So don't blink, because if you blink, you're going to miss how easy this box is to put together. So all you're going to do you see how you have a little tab right here on the end? That tab was not an accident. You're going to grab your double-sided adhesive. We now carry the Darice double-sided runner in our store because I use it often. It has this little top on it, and it's a great, great price. So let me grab my grid mat so I don't get adhesive everywhere. And all I'm going to do is place a little bit of adhesive right here on this tab. Okay, like I said, don't blink. And then I'm going to take this part here, and it lines up perfectly with this other side. Okay, are you following me so far? Doesn't get, oh, you don't get caught at work. You sound like a lot of folks that watch me at work. So now this makes a very large piece, okay? If I made a die this big, it would have been almost double and a half the price of what this die is. So I cut it in half so you don't have to worry about paying that huge extra amount for it to be one full die. So now I'm going to go ahead, and again, don't blink. All you have to do is fold this piece over to this piece, put it down, and bam, there is our box. Okay? So now we have a kids meal box. So all I do now is I fold in these two pieces here, and then I fold in this piece, but you're going to want to put adhesive on both of these tabs on the back, on the sides. Okay, so once you get this die at home, you'll be able to kind of play around with it, and as I always say, zhuzh it a little bit to see exactly how it'll work for you. But again, you can cut this out of any paper, which is what's I think the most fun, is that you can do it out of any paper. So I'm going to grab again some more of my adhesive, place that here. Well, not my adhesive, Darice's adhesive, because goodness knows someone will call me out and say, that's not your adhesive. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that down there. And then we're just going to fold it over. And then we're going to fold these two pieces together. Now, this is when I say you definitely want to invest in one of my bone folders, because the little rinky-dinky bone folders that you see out there are not, these are 8-inch bone folders. So this is a big bone folder. So now you can go ahead on in and press this down, and now your whole piece is stuck together. Okay, some of the smaller bone folders, which are most of the bone folders out there, it's not going to reach all the way down in. And let me put this back down again. It came unglued because there is some adhesive on here, which I knew was going to happen. So there we go. So now the bottom of your box is adhered. You can, of course, use liquid adhesive, use whatever you would like, but the trick for putting it together at the top is, again, it's so simple. So these two pieces come together. You fold this piece down like this. Then you just grab the side piece here. You grab the other side piece here. And voila, you have a Happy Meal box. So how easy and how simple and how cool is that to put little treats inside for someone that you're missing from home, which is what we're going to make today. So now, doing a full circle back, I'm going to place this to the side. Okay, place this to the side. And now we're going to stamp out our Pittsburgh snow globe, because I am going to be doing some die cutting on that as well. So let me pull this away. I'm going to grab a piece of, actually we can pull this out of here as well. I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to grab our Pittsburgh snow globe. We do have, I believe, 9 or 10 of these different snow globes at this point. I am using my Misty. Oh, you just purchased the Chicago globe. Awesome. The Chicago globe has been very, very popular. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink this guy up with our detail ink. I'm using the discontinued size of detail ink. The detail ink has not changed. The size has just changed because we've had so many folks ask for a smaller overall platform. This is what it looks like now. This is the size. Thank you, Heather, for bringing that over. Everyone say hi to Heather and Gio. They're here with me while we're filming. They're being very, very quiet over in the corners of the room, but it's so funny because I feel like I have not only the audience of the thousands of folks that are going to be watching this later, but they're right here watching. So I have to be very efficient. Oh, Beth said hello. You can say hi, Heather.
Hello.
Okay, so now we're just stamping this out, and look at how beautiful that image is with the detail ink. I cannot say enough about our detail ink. I really can't. And I think that the folks that use it kind of feel the same way. It's just a beautiful, dark, very, very detailed ink. Now I'm going to hand off my my stuff to Heather, because she will lickety-split clean it off for me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, actually I was going to color this, but I think I'm just going to leave it just the way it is, because I kind of really am digging the black and white look of it. Now you could of course color this. The detail ink you can use any type of alcohol marker, any type of watercolor marker. You can do so many different things with this here. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my die and place my die right here on top of the globe, and it will cut this out perfectly. I do need a piece of Post-it tape though. Gio, could you grab me a piece of, oh, Heather knows where it is. Perfect, thank you. I'm going to grab a piece of Post-it tape, and I promise you guys I won't be reaching for things once we have our studio done, which is hopefully only about a month and a half away. But I'm going to now take this guy and pop this in here. Let me just make sure that I'm centered on the screen. Again, normally when the studio's back, you guys will probably remember, if you've been watching me for a while, there used to be an X on the table, and I knew exactly where the camera always was. Not anymore. So you guys have to unfortunately see me kind of scramble around a little bit. So now I'm going to pop this guy through, and the beautiful thing about our snow globe die is the snow globe die, we kind of thought ahead, and the snow globe die, we'll keep the Cuttlebug here because I'm going to use it for the tags. The snow globe die works with all of the snow globes. So I'm just going to hand off this munchie to Heather, and I just dropped my die. I don't need it again. We'll find it later. So now you'll see how beautifully and perfectly this die cut, and this stays. I mean, it's really, I mean, it's so simple. And now you have this great embellishment. I would make stickers with these. I mean, there's so much that you can do with these. I'm gonna need a hole punch. Do we have a hole punch anywhere? I know we had one. I don't know if it's still good. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna need, and do we have an awl? Do we have the pokey tool? The Tim pokey tool anywhere? No. How about the hook from Cricut? Okay, sorry guys. It's great having the crew here so they can help me gather things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two tags here, okay? So the first tag is going to be a really boring one. It's just going to be out of white. And then the second tag is going to be out of our beautiful, now we have this in stock again, our beautiful marbled Elements paper pad. This paper, oh my word. And now remember, I only do patterns on one side of the paper, because I always tell you that I don't want you to have to make those tough life decisions by choosing which side of the paper to use. So I only give you one side of the paper that's actually decorated. So I'm going to grab my Cuttlebug again. Actually, let me tape this puppy on here too, so that we're ready to go. And we're just going to kind of put it up here in the corner so we're not wasting a ton. I'm going to go ahead and again grab my Cuttlebug. This is a very Cuttlebug heavy project, which I haven't used my Cuttlebug in a while, so I feel like it was time for us to do a Cuttlebug heavy project. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the B plate. We're going to run this through really quickly. And again, these stitch dies, oh my goodness, I'm not even telling you guys what I'm using. These are the stitched tag dies that we have in the store. And you'll see that it does a beautiful, perfect stitching. And the stitching is on the outside, and look at how, I mean, that took 2 seconds. I'm completely off screen. Maybe I should look at the monitor, right? Look at how perfect that tag is. And you can make millions of these in no time at all out of any paper you have. So let's take it one step further. Let's put this back in the Cuttlebug. We're gonna grab another tag. Again, I'm just popping it right in here. Couldn't be easier. I'm gonna run it through, and now we're gonna get another tag, but this time we're gonna use my Sentiment Stacks, which is a brand new product for Brutus Monroe. Actually only it's about a month old. Now I'm done with that, thank you. So let's go ahead and take our cutting pads, get those out of the way. Now this tag, as you can see, is going to fit. The hole's already punched for you. Again, we thought ahead. Hope you can see that the lighting is a little crazy, but because we have this light in here that literally is like the surface of the sun. And now I'm going to grab my my little sentiment stack. This is what the sentiment stack looks like. I'm going to use the one that says miss you. Okay, so all you have to do is you're literally just going to pull this off. You're going to grab your sentiment. Let me grab my detail ink again. Let's see. Oh, that's not open. Okay, so let me grab. This is another reason why we switched out, because the lids were a little tricky to get off. So now I'm going to take this, and you can put it wherever you want. It's completely up to you. And hopefully this stamp's okay because the table is bowing. Oh my word, perfect. So now it says miss you. Okay, and that's just, it could not be more perfect, more rustic, more funky, more fun. I love it. So let's go ahead and put these guys away. So now we're all set with this piece here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place actually the snow globe right on the front here. So I'm not even going to, the snow globe is going to just be an accent piece right here. And then I'm going to grab some of the twine. I believe our twine is around here somewhere. I thought we had some, but maybe we didn't. Here we go. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to use some of our mixed media cords. And I'm just going to grab, and again, use our tape runner, put a little bit of tape there. And you can do this beforehand. And we can go ahead and place this right on here. And you can see now that's going to sit perfectly on there. And then what we would do is we will put some goodies inside of this box. And again, you can just take this and kind of, like I said, zhuzh it a little bit, just give it a little bit of a crease. Because again, like I said, all the score lines are in there already for you. So you don't have to worry about putting any score lines in or wondering where they are. And then all you do is you just bring this over, you grab it, and you grab this size too. It's just like one of those famous kids meal boxes that I can't say because obviously we have no affiliation with those boxes, but you can see that it makes a perfect box, and you just kind of pinch it and zhuzh it a little bit. It'll work. You just have to not be live in front of a whole bunch of people when you're doing it, and it will work. And you pop it on there, and actually we're going to use some of this twine to close it up. I'm going to use some of the, I believe this is the Oz, yep, the Oz color from our twine pack. Actually, no, I'm going to use, let's use this. So what is this color? Let's use Phone Book. Let me figure out how this is on here. I haven't used this in so long. Oh, there we go. It's taped, Christopher, not hard. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the piece of this cord, and then we're going to grab our 2 tags. And again, you can do this little kids meal die out of anything. I mean, really, I mean, the sky's the limit. Whatever paper you have, you can do it. We were talking earlier that it'd be great for teachers. It'd be great for moms or dads that are going to put, you know, little snacks and things like that. And I'm getting the low power warning, so I'm going to have to hurry up with our big finale, which is just placing this tag on here. So let me try to pull this. There we go. So now we have all of our pieces. It's the perfect little tag, and we'll close up our box. You can even put a little piece of a little bit of adhesive on here if you would like. And I'm going to put the missing you on the opposite side, and I'm just going to tie this together. Let's see here. I'm trying to get everything to work and also hurry up at the same time, which is not the best thing to do when you're crafting, is try to hurry things along. So we're just going to place these 2 pieces together. Let me grab this guy. I'm going to tie it on here. Actually, we'll tie this first, and then we'll worry about the 2 pieces. Just going to tie a nice, easy, simple little bow to the top there. And again, you'll make it look much prettier than mine because I am kind of hurrying along here. Because normally I would fuss with this for a while and then I would edit it and it would look like that bow was perfect the first time I did it. But since we're live, we don't have the luxury of editing, so you can see that that bow wasn't perfect the first time. And now you can see, and we can just flip this little tag around here. We have the Miss You on the piece, and this would be great, like a little favor or a little something to put on a table. And then you have the Pittsburgh snow globe on the front, you have your bow, and then on the inside, I mean, you could put a multitude of different things. Now, if I was sending this to a friend that moved out of Pittsburgh, I'd probably take some little Heinz ketchup bottles, because we have those little tiny Heinz ketchup bottles, and pop them inside of here because they'd fit perfectly. And then have the Miss You and have the Pittsburgh on the front. And again, it just makes a cute, easy, simple little favor that you can send to friends or family that have moved away maybe from the city that you're living, or even it would be great for a wedding. If you are, you know, having a Pittsburgh wedding, this would just be super cool, or a Chicago wedding, or a New York wedding, or a Chicago wedding, or a Las Vegas wedding, or a Seattle wedding, or a Washington D.C. wedding, any of the snow globes that we already have in the City Sidewalks collection. So I'm going to head off. We do have a whole bunch of new colors in our cardstock line, so you guys can see them real quick before my phone dies. We have the the Rouge, we have the Aubergine, we have the Oz, we have the Cornflower, we have the Jurassic. I'm seeing if I can remember all my own colors. We have the Wagon, we have the Jack-o'-lantern. Thank you, Emily. Jack-o'-lantern. We have the phone book, and you'll also notice that they are they're solid core, which is very important. If I wanted to bring cardstock to our line that matches, I want to show you what solid core means. That means that the paper is dyed all the way through. So if you tear it, if you do any cool techniques, it's dyed all the way through. So it's not a white core, and it is 80 pounds. So I'll let you hear, because you all like the hearing test. It is a very, very, very thick cardstock. So that's all I have. I want to get going before my my phone dies that we're recording with. But thank you all for tuning in today, and thank you to everyone that is going to be watching later on. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you guys right back here on Wednesday. We're going to try to do broadcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But other than that, thank you all so much for tuning in, and remember to always create your own ending. Goodbye, my friends.